Today I'm going to tell you the one thing we've all been missing. Here we go.
This is your life, no one else has gotta live it. This is your fight that only you can win.
Hello everyone and welcome to Freedom Friday, where you learn how to free yourself and live your dreams. I'm Darienne, your certified spiritual rock star. And if you want to get these tips every single week, just subscribe and you'll get them. Freedom Friday. Okay, so I want to talk about something that occurred to me yesterday. I always love to share these experiences. So I went to see a movie called Before I Fall, and I saw it with my 12-year-old. It was just a little teeny bopper movie, but it caused me to remember something about life and what I want. And I don't know, it was very, very touching. It was just a cute little teeny bopper movie, but it was very touching. Maybe it wasn't so cute because there was a lot of death in it, but it really reminded me about life. And so I came home like that movie changed me. And so I want to just talk about that for a little bit. I think that we're all trying to manifest things. I think we all want what we want in our lives. And I've learned a lot about manifesting over, I think I bought The Secret when I was like 21. So it's been like 10 years, over 10 years since I've learned about the law of attraction. I feel like I've always used it, but really having a name to it and understanding really what I was doing all along. So since then, I've had lots of times to manifest things. I've manifested wonderful things. I've manifested jobs. I've manifested money, thousands of dollars. I've manifested a lot of things, situations and such. And I learned a lot about when it comes to manifesting. And a lot of it seemed to feel really empty. Like once I got it, I realized that it didn't make me feel the way I thought it was going to make me feel or whatever. And so there was that one thing that was missing. And ever since I got pregnant with Miss Meadow, you guys know, I don't know if I've talked in grave detail about it, but I went into a really, really, really deep depression. I was carrying the child of a man that I was deeply in love with that was not supporting me at the time. We were clashing a lot. It was really awful for me. And so I started just drowning in Abraham Hicks audios on YouTube. And I started learning, Abe Hicks really has a whole, not a completely different approach, but a whole nother approach, whole new analogies, just makes you think and really, and that's my phone in my pocket. Why I never turn this thing off. But really, I'm just going to turn it off as I talk to you. Thanks, guys. But really makes you think about, what I already know about the law of attraction, what I know about life, how does this match up with this? And I understand the concept of that it's just really important to feel good. It's important to understand, to know how important it is that you feel, to make how you feel the most important thing in the world. And it's, trying to make that a practice, it became really difficult for me. I'm not even going to lie. Sometimes that's how it is. Like when we learn new things, we almost forget everything we've all known all along. And now I'm trying to sort of like put the pieces together and go, okay, well, what do I already know about life? Because I know a lot about life and I know a lot about joy. And so there was always this missing piece. There was always this like, okay, something's got to give here. This isn't really working. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing and what's going on. So I watched this movie and I came to the conclusion before this movie that the thing that I've been missing all along and the thing that, through my manifesting and realizing that in those manifestations, I kind of really wasn't happy at the end of it. And I know a lot of you have experienced that. A lot of you have manifested something and then realized maybe it hasn't made you that happy, or you haven't even reached that lesson yet in your life where you manifest something and you think you really, really want it, and then when you get it, it really doesn't make you happy. The truth is, nothing in this world that you manifest is going to make you happy. And so this missing link, in whatever form you'd like to call it, I'm going to call it this one thing, but whatever form you want to call it, this missing link, this missing puzzle piece is the one thing that is going to make everything you want to manifest actually bring you the joy that you want. And it's understanding that it's not the thing that you want in your life. It's understanding that what you want is for everything to mean something. And so that's the missing piece for me. Is that it's not that I have these big dreams and I want to be able to get on stage with Oprah Winfrey and have, thousands of people and do these big arenas. It's not that I want just that. It's that when I get up on that stage, I want it to mean something. I want it to be meaningful. I want every encounter in my life to be meaningful. And this movie really kind of awakened that in me. And I know that that's something that's so simple. But I came home and I was shifted. I was so shifted. And I remember that when my daughter's father, you guys know my first daughter's father committed suicide in 2010. And when he first did that, I understood, I was so aware that life can be taken like that I made everything mean something, that it was important for all of my friends and family to know that I loved them. I gave them a big hug no matter how fucking awkward it was for all of us, for them especially. I gave them a big hug and I said, I love you. I love you. I'll talk to you later. And that was just really important for me to do that. And just everything that I did, it had so much meaning. And then over the years, I've started to know that death isn't real. And I know that death isn't real. I don't believe that death is real. I've been proven too many times that we are far beyond this body, that I can connect with my daughter's father who's passed on. I've just been proven that too many times. And then, Abraham Hicks, of course, I'm just drowning in it, is always talking about that. And for some reason, it gave me this, I wouldn't call it a sense of cynicism, but it gave me this sense of sort of lack of caring or something. And so I thought, okay, well, how am I going to motivate myself now? As I'm watching this movie, I'm like, okay, well, I know that it's not really, I know that all death is suicide, that all death is a choice to die. All death is a choice to leave your body and go to the whole of who you are. I know that. I truly, truly believe that. And so for me to look at life and death as a motivation wasn't really motivation for me. But the biggest motivation for me was that I just want things to matter. I just want everything that I do to be done with meaning. I want everything that I do to be meaningful. I want my whole life to be meaningful. I just want everything to feel meaningful. And so, how much easier is it to focus on things just being meaningful to you? Because at the end of the day, you don't want the job or the money or the man or the woman or the house or the car or whatever. That's not what you want. You want it to mean something to you. You want it when you get there to be able to go, God, this means so much to me. I so appreciate this. That really is, to me, what it feels like to really appreciate something. This just means so much to me. There's this richness about life and about everything you do. And so there are two questions that I will be asking myself with everything that I do, and I encourage you and suggest that you ask yourself this as well. And the questions are, does this matter to me? And how can I make this meaningful? Does this matter to me? So if you're doing something, if you're having a conversation, or if you're having a thought, or find yourself doing a task, and you ask yourself, does this matter to me, really? Does this really matter to me? Is this meaningful? If the answer is absolutely no, you probably shouldn't waste your time doing it. And if you can't find any way, if the second question, how can I make this meaningful, is just, you just need to not do it anymore, then there's your answer. If it's not meaningful to you, you shouldn't even waste your time doing it. Or if you come up with the does this matter to me and you're like, no, I'm really stressed out, I got stuff to do. Well, how can I make this meaningful? I could appreciate this moment. What could I appreciate in this moment? You know, it just makes your brain think, does this matter to me? If the answer is yes, this matters so much, then you just take a moment to sit and appreciate it just by asking that question, does this matter to me? Yeah, this matters to me. And then you think about why it matters to you. Well, why does this matter? It's just like, it's a natural progression after that question, does this matter to me? Well, you know, I feel love in my heart, that it feels good to me to do this, and that matters to me. This feels good. And so I realized that, like, it just feels good to me to be a good person. It feels good to me to connect with you. It feels good to me to do things that are loving, that matter. I just want everything in my life to matter. And I want my life to be meaningful. And that's really what I want. And I think that in all the years of learning how to manifest, and I've manifested some really incredible things, but at the end of the day, no thing is going to make me happy unless it means something to me. And I want everything to mean something. And that's all. So that's my little tip for today. It's a cute little movie if you want to watch it before I fall. There is lots of death in it. Lots of dying in the movie. But towards the end of the movie, the girl just kind of like wakes up and starts realizing, you know, just to appreciate life. And so she starts staring at the trees and telling all her friends why she loves them and being there for people. And it just made me think that, like, everything you do matters. Everything you do matters. Like, whether you say something to somebody that's mean or really nice, it matters not only to them but to you. Like, you know, you're saying something mean and it feels like shit to you. Really, ultimately, it matters. Everything you do matters. And so you have to think, like, does this matter to me? And if the answer comes out like, yeah, it matters because it really stresses me out, then you can reevaluate that. And you can again ask you the follow-up question, how can I make this meaningful? How can I make this meaningful? And this hopefully will show you the power that you have to live a meaningful life. It's just to ask yourself the question, how can I make this meaningful? Does this matter to me? And how can I make this meaningful? I mean, I feel like we could just ask that question to ourselves with everything that we do, every moment that you remember it, even if you wake up every day and ask yourself that question just one time a day. I've been doing it all day today, you know, just sort of stopping and saying, does this matter to me? Is what I'm doing matter? And how can I make this meaningful? And for me, it's pouring more of myself into it. It's always like pouring more love into it. That's always my answer. How can I make this more meaningful? Pouring more love into it. And then just as I'm talking to you right now, my heart is filling up with love. I almost feel like I'm going to burst. And it feels good and it means something and it matters. And it's enriching me, and I know that I am enriching you, and I know that everything that I touch with this perception of meaningfulness and this intention of meaningfulness is going to matter. And it's going to be meaningful for you, and it's going to be meaningful for the people that you touch after seeing this video or seeing any of my videos. So, and same for you, and it's just domino effect. So, I hope you enjoyed that little tidbit, and I'll see you next week. There you go. I love you. Mwah. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe and head over and check out my new lifestyle channel where I am giving away a Yogi Surprise jewelry box to one of my subscribers once I hit 222 subscribers. 222, that's a good number. So, in the meantime, before you do that, check out some old school videos. Nice little one from the archive here. And make sure you follow me on social media. See you guys next week.